No, I'm serious. You got it. You'll see it. You'll see it. I think you'll be very pleased.
Well, not bad for a 72-year-old, huh?
Yeah, you're 72?
Almost.
Really?
Class of 65.
Oh, wow. You look great.
Thank you. Well, you see, I'm running too fast for old age to catch up with me.
Oh, that's right.
Mitchell was different, is different. The professors were excellent for such a small school. Because when I was here, we had this building. We had the main building. We had the gym. We had a teeny little library, the little building out back, and the president's house, and that was it. But they were excellent, and they knew your name. That doesn't happen. They knew who you were, they knew what you could do, and I had a major time at Carolina because of what I learned here. And I went on to teach high school English, mainly because of a Miss Lenny who taught me English here.
Awesome.
She was fantastic, she really was. And all I can say again is that Mitchell was magical. It was a place you came as a child, and it gave you 2 years to grow up in an atmosphere that was non-threatening. You weren't afraid to go to class. You weren't really worried about failing because they didn't let you fail. It was a place where now you had to work for it. I'm not saying they're going to give you a grade, they didn't. But there was encouragement and excellent teaching, and they cared whether you knew what you were learning or not. So it was a wonderful place. I will never, ever forget my 2 years here, ever.
What subject did you study when you came here?
It was general classes because I didn't figure I didn't know exactly what I was going to do. But once I got into my senior year here and then moved on to my what would be a junior year over there at East Tennessee State, I decided I wanted to teach school, so I became a school teacher.
So Mitchell helped you figure that out?
Oh, yes. I got to know everybody eventually. Of course, you know, all seniors, the people here who were seniors were only there 1 year, so you got to know them. You'd get to know them and everything, but it was a good time. And as a matter of fact, I'd walk out this back door, straight down that street, right by the Davis Hospital Nursing School. And I met someone there.
Who was that?
My wife. And she was taking nursing training up here. Mitchell students back then, they did a lot of their classes here, their biology classes and stuff like that. And they did the nursing at Davis Hospital when it was really open and active and everything. And eventually we sort of got to know each other, and I moved off to school, and we decided we wanted to get married. And I went to school and graduated from East Tennessee on a Thursday. We got married on a Friday. Wedding rehearsal on Friday. I honeymooned Saturday and Sunday, came back Monday, and I went to teach at Oakwood Junior High School Tuesday.
Oh.
So we wanted to get it in before the school year.
Oh, wow. There's so many. Mitchell is such a special place. Well, that's where I met my wife. I met my wife here. I proposed to her at the most beautiful spot in Iredell County on the front porch of the main building back about 1976 or so. So that's definitely a special part of my life.
That is all. You proposed to her?
Yes.
So this has a whole nother
really
importance to you.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
A lot of my family attended school here. My sisters went to school here. My son was in school here. So it's a really special place.
That is awesome. Why did you decide to attend Mitchell?
Well, it was kind of a spur of the moment thing. I didn't really know I was college material. I was the first in my family to attend college, so it was just kind of a fluke that I ended up here.
Oh, okay, cool. What did you study while you were here?
I was interested mostly in history, got an associate arts degree, and then went on to Appalachian from here.
Was it an easy transition from here to Appalachian?
Yeah, it really was. I was prepared well. The staff at Mitchell was and continues to be great. So it was no problem at all.
Awesome. Is there anything you would have changed differently as far as like from going from high school to Appalachian?
Probably I would have cut my hair a little shorter.
I was a terrible high school student and barely got out of high school and went to work for about a year. And my dad told me that if I ever decided to go to college, he would help me. And I quickly determined that an education was going to be necessary for me to have a little bit higher standard of living. And my dad knew the dean here, and he called the dean. I came up and interviewed, and they said they would take me, and I was really surprised.
Wow.
And so I came up registered in January for the second semester of 1961, and I made amazingly good grades, and I did so because the reason I was a terrible high school student is because I was really lazy in high school. And after working a while and understanding how valuable education was, I put a lot of effort into it and did well here, and that allowed me to go in and get more education after I left Mitchell after 2 years. I really liked the people I met when I was here, and the staff was a small school then, and the faculty and the administration were very supportive, very nurturing, and then that's something I really needed badly. And they just really helped me get the confidence I needed in myself to understand that I could do college level work. So I'll never forget back then they sent report cards home just like high school. And the first report card went home, my dad called me and said, "What is this? I don't understand how you could barely make a D in high school and you're making A's in college."
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What subjects did you study?
Business, mainly.
And did you go to another
No, I
college?
didn't. I did here. I did the basic college and business with the concentration in business.
And were you involved in any activities or anything while you were on campus? Any groups or?
We played bridge. It seemed like I did play. I don't even remember playing sports. I just did a lot of bridge playing.
A lot of bridge playing. Now that's the story I'm hearing a lot of about the third floor. All the ladies play bridge.
We did play a lot of bridge, and our house mother liked for us to play bridge. And if we wanted to do something bad, we'd invite her to our bridge party, and then we could go play bridge. Maybe she didn't want to play bridge, but she wouldn't come looking for us that night.
You guys knew the secret.
I was watching the news the other day, and a woman had just written a book, and she talked about what makes a difference in people's lives is grit. The grit that you have, passion, drive, and I would say listen to your heart and really strive to be the best you can be and man up or woman up to those things that need to be done.
That's good advice. Is that the same? Would you give yourself, that younger self, that same advice?
Yeah.
You give our grit?
Yeah, and I would have listened. I think that's what drove me through. Mitchell provided that grit. They had the professors that challenge you, and you had to rise up to do the things you're supposed to do. Do the right thing and do things right.
Did you feel like you had more one-on-one with the teachers than at high school? In comparison to high school?
Oh yeah, more one-on-one here. We were small. We maybe some classes maybe had 20. I'm thinking correctly, and it was really great teachers and a great camaraderie with the faculty and with the students.
My brother came here. He was 2 years ahead of me, and I was a Presbyterian, and Mitchell was a Presbyterian school, and for ladies to start with, and then it became a Presbyterian school itself, and that was the main reason.
All right. And what was your most memorable memory from being here?
It was a small school, junior college, and the people were from all over eastern United States, and they were friendly, and it was a good experience from someone from the country. And it was
So, you said a good experience for somebody from, you said from where?
from the country. I grew up in the country in a small school, and Mitchell, a lot of fond memories of all the people that were here. And it was just a good school.
You got any words of wisdom for any future Mitchell students?
Well, education will get you ahead in the world. And Mitchell was a stepping stone for me at the time.
Yeah.
And it was real good.
When I came here, like I said, I had $20 in my pocket, and I was kind of scared to death. I was walking through the main building, and Mr. Story hollered at me and said, "Can I see you, young man?" So I popped in. He said, "How are you doing financially?" And I said, "Not really good." He said, "Could you use a job?" And so he found me work for the 2 years I was here. Without that, I would not have been able to finish. But he did not know me from Adam, and maybe he could tell the way I was walking. I had no money and everything, and so he put me with a group. We worked at J.C. Penney's. Started out the first year working a 4-hour second shift, and they took several of us, and we worked third shift the last year and a half I was here. So go to work at 11, get off at 7, go home, take a quick bath, and come back to school. But I was motivated at that time to get something, and the folks here were able to push me towards the employment that allowed me to stay in school.
My full name is Sanford Eugene Eisenhower. I go by Gene, and I'm originally from Statesville.
Okay. What year did you graduate from Mitchell?
When did I graduate? 62.
And where did you go to high school?
At Statesville High School.
Statesville High School. All right. And what are your most memorable college memories here at Mitchell?
I don't know whether I have any most memorable ones. I remembered, in general, everything was a lot of fun. I hadn't planned to go to college, and I went to my English teacher and guidance teacher about January or February of my senior year and told them that I thought I'd go to college. And they says, "Lordy, Ruth, we've got to change some things. We've got to get to work."
Probably took part in just about everything we could. And we had what they call Rat Week.
What's that?
Everybody wore a little beanie, and if it's your first year here, and you wore a little beanie on top of your head, and everybody laughed at you because they called you the Rat of the Week, but it was a lot of fun. It's kind of like initiation into a fraternity, except it was initiation into a college, and we really had a good time. And we did a lot of things too that probably most of the schools don't do that well. On May Day, we had people that would dress up and dance out on the front lawn and have the flagpole, the maypole, and we just had a really good time. And we did, like I said, a lot of intramural sports. I think I think just about everybody here did. And another thing that was really great, we had Miss Gray. I lived on campus on the third floor. No boys allowed, of course, but she loved to play bridge. And if somebody played bridge with her, you were welcome to come upstairs and play bridge with her. And she was a sweet lady, and I think she had been dearly missed by everybody that lived up there. But it was a great school. It taught me a lot, and I am so glad that I came here. The dean was actually my high school principal when I graduated from high school at the time. And that's one of the things that brought me here, because he was such a special man.
I was going to ask you, what made you choose Mitchell?
Well, that was one of the main reasons, was because of him. He was really a special human being. I think everybody that came here and during that period of time remembers him with fond memories.
Do you have any any words of wisdom or anything you want to say to any future students?
I think that basically you must realize that education is something that nobody can ever take away from you. It's yours to build or to grow with, and the most important thing in life that you'll ever do. If you never use what you've learned, you'll be using it whether you realize that you're using it or not. Because if you decide to be a stay-at-home mom or a stay-at-home dad, then you're going to use that education that you have to raise your own children. So I think that even if you don't want to go on to a 4-year school, everybody, regardless of anything, should get at least 2 years. And really you should go on because it's very important in this day and time for everybody to do the best they can do and to learn as much as they can, because history repeats itself as you'll learn it. And if you know about history, you'll keep yourself from making the same mistakes that they made in the past.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so
Oh,
much.
you're welcome. Thank you. Enjoyed it.
Now, was that dish that you guys had on Sundays, was that popular with everybody?
I don't know, but it was good.